it's such a true statement of, that person that's doing this for their loved one. It's a true statement of love. It's a true statement of commitment. It's a true statement that, till death do them part, right? That they're going to take care of them. And the annuity is such a powerful tool because it allows someone to take care of them even after they're gone. And there's nothing more powerful than that. And it brings up a kind of sensitive subject because it just happened the other day for me, but I got a call, the call that all of us as advisors never want to receive, right? But we know it's inevitable because it's life. But I got a call on Monday, which was just, what is today? That was yesterday, shoot. And it was from one of my clients, and it was the wife, and she gave me that dreaded information that I didn't want to hear. I could hear it in her voice when she said my name, and she said, Jeremiah, she said, Paul died. Paul died on Saturday. And I had known that he was sick. And this is one of our clients. He had bought an annuity about a year ago, and we did the planning. We did the whole risk mitigation of a surviving spouse, what we can do to help that blow from a financial perspective. And, he was a doctor. He was an urgent care doctor. And we're talking about a guy that literally specializes in health. And he called me about 2.5, maybe it was right around Christmas time, just before Christmas. So I don't know, 2.5 months or so, 3 months ago. And he called me and he told me that he was sick. And I could hear it in his voice that he was really upset. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean that you're sick? And he said, the doctor just told me I have less than 3 months to live. And, it's a thing that I'm getting chills right now just thinking about that conversation, because what do you say to somebody when they tell you that? Right. And this is, again, a doctor that had practiced medicine for 40, at that time, probably 50 years. He was in his late 60s, I think. And he told me that he had some rare disease, like less than 200,000 cases ever in history or something like that in the world. And it was something to do with his plasma cells and proteins that were building up. And basically these protein deposits were causing harm to his organs and shutting them down, and the body couldn't react fast enough. And so, long story short, I didn't expect him to go that quick, even though he told me, and obviously he's an expert. And I told him the thing I told him the most was get the most out of every day that you can right now and be strong for Sandra, know. And that's a tough conversation, but his wife called the other day and she was frantic. And what's kind of interesting when you get that conversation, that call, is at first they seem like they got it together, right? And they're like, oh, this just happened. It's almost like they're in a sense of shock. And then, she told me, she started to break down, and she's like, I just need to know that what we put in place is still solid. Like what we have is good, and I don't need to worry. And I said, look, Paul did the right thing. He took care of you. He put this annuity in place for this day. Now, we didn't expect it to be now, and we had no idea, right? But luckily, he did. He put it in place. He was a smart man, a brave man to take the steps needed to get this done. And he was wise because he didn't know he was in bad health when he did it, but he did it for the what if, and here it is. Yep. And now letting her know that from an income perspective, her essentials are going to be covered for the rest of her life. It really gave her a lot of clarity and peace of mind. And my advice to her was, look, we have plenty of time to submit the death certificate and all of that and get these things in place. But really what you need to do is you owe it to yourself to mourn, because that's healthy. You don't need to be worrying about this. Or she was asking me questions about taxes, if I knew how to use TurboTax, because Paul did all the tax stuff. And I said, don't worry about that. You have till April 15th to get that stuff done. Don't worry about that. Just worry about getting your frame of mind in a healthy place and your heart. in a healthy place. And the only thing that's going to allow that to happen is for you to mourn appropriately and not be frantic and worrying about all of these things that you really have no experience with, which is very uncomfortable. But the fact that the annuity is going to serve her for the rest of her life, when I told her that, it was like weight lifted off of her shoulders. And she knew that, she was part of the planning, but again, it's not of interest to her. So, she knew that there was something in place. She just needed affirmation that it was the right thing. Right. And I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to help Paul before this all happened and to help Sandra with that.
Yeah, and this ultimately, in that time period that she's in right now, and so sorry for her loss, but that time period she's in right now, there's so many moving parts that she's got to consider, right? And the value point of her not having to worry about that annuity and its job and its purpose, one less thing for her to have to consider right now.
100%.
Yep.
So we talked about the different types of guaranteed income. We talked about the predictability, the stability, the peace of mind that having an income annuity can provide. Why don't we talk about the different types of annuities that provide guaranteed income, Zach?
Yeah. So as I was thought we were going into initially, different types of annuities first would be the immediate income annuity, single premium immediate annuity, SPIA, call it what you will. You will hear different names for it. With that annuity type, primary purpose is a lifetime of income. It can be used for several different purposes, though. So whether that means it's a lifetime of income for an individual or joint with a spouse, can use it for that purpose. Can also be used for the purpose of a set period of time. Maybe somebody only needs this for 5 years or 10 years, and maybe that's bridging a gap for a certain number of years. But the immediate annuity goes way back in time, and for anybody today, it's serving that purpose of a lifetime of income or for a set period of time.
Yeah, the single premium immediate annuity, or SPIA, is the oldest form of income annuity. It was actually invented back or created back in the Roman times, and the Roman military used to pay their soldiers annua, which was yearly income. And the longer you served, the longer annua or income payment you received. And it's a very simple contract, right? Annuities are all about contractual guarantees, and the contractual guarantee of a single premium immediate annuity, or what else is referred to as an immediate income annuity, is that you have a contractual guarantee of income, whether it be for a lifetime, or you can even structure it for a certain period only, like Zach said, to bridge the gap or help you get to longer deferral of Social Security, whatever you want to use it for. You can customize the period of time that it's going to pay you. 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 12 years, it doesn't matter. You can put in these contractual guarantees or structures of those guarantees and customize them to your liking or to your needs. In addition to that, you can have unique structures like single and joint life, either for you or for you and a spouse. And along with those lifetime guarantees, you can also add period certain guarantees on top of the lifetime, which are very interesting. And the way that structure works is that, let's say you structure it for joint life, and you also get structured a 20-year period certain guarantee. And what that 20-year period certain guarantee is going to do for you is that in the event you and your spouse pass away, since it was joint life, let's say you pass away in the in the 10th year of that contract. Well, that 20-year period certain guarantee is going to kick in, and the remaining income payments that are owed between the 10th year through the 20th year, the remaining years, in this case, it'd be another 10 years of income payments. Those are going to pass on and pay your designated beneficiaries in the contract. So this addresses one of the biggest misconceptions in the annuity world, and that is that if you pass away, the insurance company keeps your money. And that is simply not true. That only happens in one particular structure of an annuity. And that would be, in this case, a single premium immediate annuity that has life only. There's no period certain, or there's no installment refund or guarantee refund or a cash refund at all.